Hello everyone, welcome back to Gent Watches, and today we are going to be watching some Uncle from Another World. This is going to be episode 7. I'm recording this episode earlier than I normally do because I am going to be, by the time you're watching this, I think I will be in Melbourne for the Crunchyroll Expo. There's an anime convention going on in Melbourne, and I am going to go there with my friends. So I should be there now when you're watching this, I think. So we're recording this video slightly earlier than I normally am. Luckily, I always record these videos slightly later than they come out on Netflix, so it kind of evened out, and I think the episode just kind of came out on Netflix probably today, and I'm watching it right away. So this is episode 7. There's what's there to say. This show, we're watching isekai stuff. There's not much of an overarching plot going on. I mean, there is, in the fact that all the isekai stuff has a continuation. They're all following on from one another, but there's nothing necessarily that is a major thing hanging over our heads, that like there's no cliffhangers that I'm really holding on to, you know. It's just like, oh, this is a comedy show and I'm watching the comedy that's unfolding. So we're gonna get into this episode of Uncle from Another World without too much dilly-dallying. Please make sure to go to my Patreon if you want full length and early access. You can watch the full length of this episode right now in the description below, and like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Let's get into this episode 7 of Uncle from Another World. Okay, starting with some tsundere-san. What? You grabbing with your feet? Just stand up. Oh my god. Don't you have any magic that doesn't look awful looking from the outside? Oh no. Yep. Saw that one coming. You punched him too hard. Oh! She like patched him up. Like, like, yeah, she's being rude, but such a cute tsundere. Oh my god. Aww, that's nice as well. So far, 2 wholesome moments in this episode. Oh, it's my biggest fan. Wild Talker. See ya. Great. I had a Sega Mega Drive in that was one of my first consoles ever. Oh, there's old girl, the other girl in the intro. Did I say Alicia was her name? Or it's Japanese, so they might call her like Alicia or something. Alicia. Oh my gosh. It's like orcs must die. Oh, is he gonna use a strategy from the game? But they know not to walk off the edge. He could probably easily win this if he just did his regular magic. Or that. He's trying to make his life of gaming worth it. Aw, this is really cute. This is adorable. It's like a little party. What? Oh no! Oh no! He wipes her memory. He ruined it. Oh my god. Oh my god. I love how he just ruins his harem chances constantly. Wow, Alicia's on her way to being my favorite of the girls. I love her design. I like her voice actress. Sonic! That's exactly what a hedgehog looks like. Does Wild Talker actually work on him? Okay. Oh my god. It's the same noise every time. Irredeemable. Hey, I mean, I think you probably made the right decision there. That was a sadistic hedgehog right there. So what's Fujimiya off doing? What if she's like buying a gift for Takafumi or something, you know? What the heck? What's she doing? She on... I was gonna say is she on a date, but I don't think that's actually what's happening. What? Really? Oh my god. Look at his face. Who is this? Like her brother or something, maybe? Huh? Aww. Aww. So it was like the opposite of Fujimiya, where Fujimiya started kind of horrible looking and became really pretty, and he started pretty cute and has become horrible looking. Not yet. Aww. That's so sweet. That's cool. We're seeing a little bit of Takafumi character. Wow. Wow. That's impressive. Whoa. Damn, I love the way they show magic in this show. Like, it looks really cool, all the magic. Okay. Interesting. Did she shove someone? Wasn't she a bully when she was younger? Yeah, she was bullying other people. Aw. That's something I think I've done before, is like looked back on when I was a kid and realized that I was kind of being mean to someone when I always saw them as being mean to me, you know? Oh, this is so cute. I wish they would get together, but I know they probably won't for at least a long time. If ever. Sawa? This is interesting. We're seeing a lot more of Takafumi in this episode.
じゃあこっちに戻ってきた直後に日本の精霊と対話できたってやつは？あの時は高文がなんか殺気のこもった役所の書類持ってるし。え、何？勇者が出たの？まだだけど近くにいるみたい。イキュラス・エルラン。このアリシアさんっていう人たちが知ってるらしいんだ。
Man, I love Alicia.
さんに会うのは3度目だけど。私が運命に選ばれし勇者シャイニングクルセイダー神聖
yes. Yeah, oh look at that smirk. Awesome. That was such an enjoyable episode for me. I really liked that. I think what I liked about it was there was quite a bit from modern day in it, the modern day real world, which I actually quite like in the show. I like the modern day stuff, I think, more than the isekai stuff, just because I think the isekai stuff is like, firstly, we sort of know how the isekai stuff ends in a way because he woke up from the coma, and so we know that he's not going to be in that world anymore. And like, I think he would, if he ended up getting with any of these girls, he would be talking about that more, or missing them more, or trying to get back there, you know. But so I assume he didn't, and so yeah, we sort of, there's not much going on there. But with the modern day stuff, anything can happen. And also, since it's an isekai world, and a lot of the point of this show is it's sort of like deconstructing isekai tropes, because of that, the isekai world is relatively generic, because that's part of the joke, you know, is that it's a generic world, but he's a gamer going into this generic world and treating it like a game. And so, but you know, it does make it so that the actual isekai world isn't that majorly interesting, because it's pretty much just a series of references. But yeah, I really like all the real world stuff, and like a lot. I like all of it, but the real world stuff really stands out to me. And this episode had a lot more of it than they normally do. But with the isekai stuff, I do love Alicia. I think she is cute and cool. I was thinking it was odd at first that it was like, oh, she's just one of the people in this party. Like, it's a party of those three guys, or the two guys and her. And yet she's the only one who made it to the intro, like the OP. And so I was like, is that just because she's a girl? Like, they were just like, oh, and then there's also this other girl who is, you know, with these other guys, but we don't care about them. But if she's the hero, like that they were talking about, then that actually makes a lot of sense why she would be more focused on than the other guys. But yeah, I mean, I love her. I already really, really like her. I think out of all the characters so far, she's probably the character that seems the most like my style of character. I am a big fan of characters that just seem genuine and nice, you know? Like, a character, like, I mean, I love the tsundere archetype and all of that, but I think when it comes down to it, a character that is just genuine and nice is a character that I generally really like. So, like, if we're talking about, you know, like My Hero Academia, then like I really love Uraraka. She's just a genuine nice friend, and you know she has a crush on Deku, obviously, but yeah, she's just like a cute, nice person. When you go like, I don't know how many people who will ever watch a video on this channel will know about Bang Dream. There's probably a very small number of people that actually watch or consume Bang Dream content, because, you know, it's kind of a niche. Not that it's not a popular series, but I don't think that series necessarily overlaps a ton with the other content that I do, the other anime content that I do. But Bang Dream is, the reason I use that as an example, one, is because I'm super familiar with it, and two, because it's a series with like, I think they have like 35 main characters now. So there's a lot of character types, and they're all, and they try to make sure that they're all pretty unique characters, that they stand out from one another, and then trying not to double dip too much in character types. So out of all of those 35 characters or whatever, the one that I like the most is a girl named Himari. She's actually, I've got a figure of her here. This is the girl that I like the most. Her name is Himari. She's from the band Afterglow, and the reason I like this character so much, out of all of the different characters, there's tsunderes, there's like super positive, like excitable, like this character Kokodo is like an incredibly positive, excitable, cutesy moe girl, whatever. There's like, very masculine girls, like tomboy girls. There's, the quiet ones, there's the Chunibus, like there's a bunch of character types. The reason I like her is because she is a friendly girl who loves spending time with her friends. She likes social media, she likes taking selfies, she likes eating food. She's just like a regular old girl who just loves her friends. And that's the main part of her character, like just her loving her friends is the main aspect of her character, and I just adore it. And I love it. And so she's my favorite out of all of those characters. So all of that to say, like, we've got Tsundere Elf, who I love, and we've got Mabel, who I love. But Mabel is this, introverted, more quiet, less confident character. Tsundere Elf is a tsundere, pretty hardcore tsundere. Alicia, so far, cool, normal girl, like just a sweet, normal girl. I think we haven't seen all of her personality yet. I think now that she's revealed herself to be the hero, we're probably going to find out a bit more about her, and we might find out that that's not her personality. But so far, I really like her. And we also got introduced to Sawa at the end there, which is Fujimiya's friend. And it was interesting that they introduced us to her, because it seemed like, they introduced us to her, and then she didn't really have that much of a purpose in the scene, except to push Takafumi along a little bit to, be more interested in Fujimiya. But I feel like that means she's going to come back. They were just introducing her so we knew who she was, so that they can bring that character back later. But it was interesting that this episode had Takafumi like sort of being jealous a little bit, and, or I guess less jealous and more protective. Which obviously you can absolutely be protective in a platonic friendship. You can be protective of your opposite sex friend, assuming you're straight. I don't want to generalize anything here, but you can be protective of someone without being romantically interested in them, of course. But I do think the implication is like he's got a little bit, like there's potential there for a romantic interest. Now the problem is, I really think this series is like going to be saving that forever. Like that's not, I don't think they're ever gonna just get together and it be like a casual thing in the middle of the show or whatever. I feel like it's either never gonna happen or be like an end of the series thing, which makes me really sad, because I think shows ought to just more often have characters just get together at random points or whatever. Like, think of like Friends. I know it's so weird to compare shows to Friends, but Friends, the sitcom, right? The one thing that I really loved about Friends, and the culture against Friends goes up and down as time goes on. I'm sure a lot of younger audiences at this point think that Friends is a terrible show. I think, like, you know, if you take into account the context of the time that it was in, Friends was revolutionary. But even if we're just talking about this is a story that went on for, like, you know, 10 seasons or whatever. And so they had to have this continuous story that was going on. And I think something really cool about the Friends story is characters would get together at random points. Like, it wouldn't always be like season finales or the first episode of a season or like whatever. Characters would just get together. Like, when it made sense in the story, they would get together, and they might stay together for a few episodes. They might stay together for seasons. They might stay together for the rest of the series, like with, you know, Monica and Chandler. Like, and that was really cool because it made everything feel like dynamic, and it felt real, and it was like more exciting. Like, every episode was more exciting. You know, when you're watching like the middle episodes of like a romance show and you know that they're not going to get together yet because it's not a season finale, you know? That's kind of a frustrating feeling, I feel like. And I understand why they do it for the most part, but I think more series need to just embrace having characters get together when it feels right for the story. Anyway, doesn't matter. That was Uncle from Another World. That was episode 7, so I hope you enjoyed that video. If you like my stuff, go to my Patreon account. Full length and early access is on there. You can also like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. All those things really help me out. But thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.